There is a game that kept me sane at the end of my exams, and that game is Webfishing. It starts off as a wholesome, relaxing fishing game. It's a soothing experience. A couple hours later, you're catching extinct species that don't fit on the map, spending your life savings on scratch-offs, catching abominations based on AI memes, fishing out of bounds, and consuming preposterous amounts of sugar. What in the high hell is this game? Oh! Oh my god! How much are you worth? What the fuck? 139. Like many games, web fishing starts with a tutorial, but you just catch a couple fish and you leave. As you can see, the minigame is simply clicking like your life depends on it. Bigger fish require more clicks, that's really all it is. Finding your first A-clicker or so is a dopamine boost for sure. Little do you know that eventually you'll have to click hundreds of times and not even be slightly impressed. Anyways, who cares about tutorials anyways? This town is where the real game begins. I sure have high hopes for this first catch, a bass worth 12 bucks. Unfortunately, this will happen very often. Not everything you catch is going to be worth it. Worth what? Well, worth the time spent waiting for one to get on the hook in the first place. Web fishing can be a bit of a waiting game, just like real life fishing. Which, by the way, I think is animal abuse. But that's coming from a biology student, so what do I know? Alright, that's my controversial statement out of the way. Check. You see these puddles? They allow you to catch a fish instantly. So it completely bypasses all the time spent sitting around. Most of the time this works out, but sometimes you just get completely and utterly scammed. I got a whole lot of nothing from the lakes and rivers, so I decided to try my luck in the ocean. The ocean allows you to catch a whole different set of fish. There's also a third category called miscellaneous. It contains mostly garbage, but sometimes really unique surprises as well. That's stuff for the future though. Anyways, the ocean. There's gotta be some big fish in there surely. A small angelfish. How about this other pair? A microscopic angelfish. Oh, it's worth twice as much? I'll let this one slide then. This is really what web fishing is all about. You get a lot of trash, sometimes literal trash, but occasionally you get something that gets the blood pumping. That skyrockets the dopamine and adrenaline for like 15 seconds or so, but it's worth it. Web fishing is really good at maintaining your excitement. It keeps you on edge for a while, but then you get the payoff and you can't help but wanna go again. This is what we call addicting. Of course, not addiction, that's an important distinction. It's the simplicity of doing a mindless task over and over again that occasionally makes you excited. That's it. That's what makes web fishing work so well. There's a lot of other games that work the same way. Wildly different games too. Things like RuneScape, World of Warcraft, Stardew Valley, Path of Exile, and of course web fishing itself. But simply making a game grindy doesn't make it fun. Just look at Diablo 4. The game has to be like, well crafted. That's a key difference, a difference that not every developer gets these days. Don't overthink it, don't fuck up everything else. It's really that simple. This is a lot of words just to say, it's not hard, make a fun game, I don't know. Not every game needs a complex gameplay loop, a well thought out story, literally anything deep at all. If your game is enjoyable, you'll be fine. Because that's what gaming is really about, at least in my opinion. Although I do appreciate artistic games more in general, sometimes you just need a bit of a break from them really. It can be overwhelming. And what's better to clear your mind than going web fishing? Having to wait for a minute actually helps the game in this case. Just taking a breather is all you need sometimes. Now that we're getting into a rhythm a little bit, it's time for an upgrade. Web fishing has a difficulty curve, but it's entirely up to you to decide if you want the game to become more difficult. If you buy a new bait, you'll be able to catch more expensive fish that take significantly more clicks, so you can upgrade your rod to deal with it, and it is necessary. I decided to do a click speed test purely out of curiosity, and even with a CPS of over 11, I still occasionally got into trouble because I didn't upgrade my rod power fast enough. The first new bait type we're getting are crickets. These crickets unlock a couple new fish, but most importantly add a new rarity. Fish can have stars, which essentially just means they are more expensive, and that equals to more exciting. Finding your first fish with a star really catches you off guard, and you log the fuck in for a little bit. The natural consequence of this is not giving a singular shit for fish without stars after a while. This is what we call addicting, but to be fair, this is a step closer to addiction this time, but not quite. Something that also can be understated is how much size matters. I'm sorry guys, but web fishing is the ultimate authority on this matter. You can catch a genuinely decent fish, but if it's small, you're fucked. You can miss out on hundreds in profit if you're unlucky. This is perfectly demonstrated with the spike I got, where the 1-star small version was worth less than the regular large version. But there are other fish that, no matter the amount of stars or the size, never seem to get any better, and you get tired of those guys real fucking quick. That's another layer of unpredictability on top of everything. You can get screwed or you can win really big. It can be frustrating, but it keeps you on your toes. Now that I think about it, there really isn't a lot of stuff you can control in web fishing. And there is one specific human trait that always seems to pop up in these kinds of scenarios. That's right, superstition. The human desire to be in control will always prevent you from just going with the flow, and that's slightly depressing. I came up with some crazy stuff to try and improve my luck. This gets infinitely worse when you're gunning for one fish in particular. What I'm saying is, it's only a matter of time before the summoning rituals start to happen. Anyways, there's some new fish unlocked by this bait, and unfortunately I think that's a bit of a shame. Not because I don't like it, but because I like it, and they never do it again. Once you buy the second bait type, you can catch everything in the game, and that just feels wrong, doesn't it? The new bait types only give you more stars. I know why it works like this, and I'll tell you in a second, but they could have easily stretched this out in a way. Every bait type unlocking 2 or 3 new fish would have been fine by me. I guess that just feels like how it would naturally work. Right, so the reason why is because there are achievements for getting every single fish with a specific amount of stars, and if your bait becomes fancy, it's impossible to find the expensive bait exclusive fish with a cheap bait rarity, if that makes sense. The achievements just wouldn't really work anymore. So it's completely logical that way, but it's just kind of weird. I don't know, I could be the only one here. But buying a new kind of bait is a real game changer. It makes you so much money. The same goes for fishing buddies. This is probably one of the best investments that you can make. These little green blobs put in some serious work. The money you spend on them early game feels like a lot, but in the long run you will make that money back tenfold. And it can catch every single fish that isn't a miscellaneous fish. One catches sweetwater fish and the other only saltwater. What's also pretty funny is you can upgrade them in order to catch fish you can't even catch yourself, which I did, and it was worth it. Well, I don't know how to segue into this, so I'll just start talking about it. A lot of people call web fishing friendslop, and I think that's stupid, because the concept of friendslop is stupid. Alright, so if I understand correctly, friendslop is supposed to represent a game that sells simply because you can fuck around with friends and not because it's a good game. This is stupid. Normally I would say that I think it's stupid, because my opinion is not fact. And I literally did say that like, I don't know, 10 seconds ago. But I no longer agree with what I said. You're an idiot if you actually call things friendslop unironically. And there's a couple reasons why. I think the point of games is to be fun. And if the games are fun, it has done what it needs to do. And it's a good game. I could really end the debate right there, but I won't, unfortunately. People call literally any fucking indie multiplayer game friendslop, like a bunch of hive-minded losers. I found this image that is just hilarious to me. I don't think everything here is supposed to represent friendslop specifically. I personally don't think the NBA is friendslop, go ahead and call me crazy. But even if it's just slop, this is genuinely insane. Like, Hollow Knight? Really? And oh look, there it is. Lethal Company, the game where it all began. The term friendslop really started to appear in front of my eyes a lot more since the release of Lethal Company. I think that brings me to my next point. Calling games that are similar to Lethal Company friendslop really just takes away from the experience itself. It doesn't make the game any less fun. It just tries to invalidate all the effort put into developing these games. A lot of them really stick out with original concepts and art styles, but that's just conveniently left out most of the time. I honestly think that a lot of people that use friendslop are just AAA cocksuckers that can't stand an indie game performing well. Otherwise, you would see the creativity behind them and appreciate the fact that indie games that are significantly more creative, less expensive, and created by small passionate development teams are thriving and even competing with massive giants of the industry. We should celebrate this. As per web fishing, it gets labeled Friendslop a lot, but it's so much more than that. It functions perfectly well without ever engaging with the multiplayer aspects. I haven't done anything multiplayer related in this video for a reason, because even before playing the game, I could see that this being labeled Friendslop is stupid, and I wanted to prove a point with this video. A lot of people look at web fishing as either a normal fishing game or a chatroom game, but in my opinion it's both and neither at the same time. Or it can be one of the two, it's entirely up to you. The game offers you certain experiences, but there is no pressure to do any of them. And I think because of that, a lot of content creators strongly overanalyze what web fishing even is, because they want to put a certain label on it, even though that's just not necessary. Web fishing is not just a chatroom game, so it can't be Friendslop, by definition. And if you realize that, it doesn't take long to see that same pattern with every single other game that gets called the same name. Calling this Friendslop does a disservice to what the game delivers, because slop also entails that it's low effort. The only time calling this Friendslop would be fair is if it was made by a massive studio and if it costs like 6 times the price. Honestly, I would probably call it that if this was the case, but it's not, so just shut your fucking ass. Remember when I said I had done my controversial statement for the video? I was lying. Is it too late to tell you? Alright, so I've explained a lot of stuff already, but there's one massive question that's still lingering. What is even the point? Is there a goal? Am I working towards something at all? And the answer is no, not really. Web fishing doesn't actually have a goal. I guess catching every single fish, so I just did that. This made the most sense because I can show off every fish in a game, but I was also wondering if anything happened. There's no achievement for catching every fish, so what is the game going to reward me with? Well, I know now, but you don't. But you will in a minute. Before we talk about more stuff, let's take a look at every single fish I've caught up until this point. This will be like a mini compilation, I guess, but I will intentionally leave out some fish here and there because they deserve special treatment. As per tradition on this channel, I fucked up the audio on some spots. I think I've genuinely done that every single time I'm recording gameplay, so what else is new? And if you're wondering why I didn't get the achievement for catching my first ever fish, well, this is a little secret. I played the game to try out the minigame, so I started a new save file. I'm sorry. Ooh. Whoa, 40 bucks? Can we top that? A walleye. Oh no, we cannot. Holy shit! There we go. This has got to be a big one. A large crappie. Whoa! Good god, that's actually worth so much. I'm gonna move spots. Although I was pretty lucky over there. Oh god, I should not have moved. Well, salmon is probably worth a bit. Well, you win some and you lose some, I guess. Looking pretty decent. A large rainbow trout. Does this have something? I can see a fish. Largemouth bass. I don't have that yet. A small snail. Alright, dude. Small angelfish. Interesting. There's another pier over there, so let's go take a gander, as they say. This is a big one. Whoa! Whoa! Holy shit! How is this only worth 20? This is worth less than the angelfish. There's gotta be something big in here. Oh, wait. Whoa! That is insane! That is so fucking big. 33 bucks. You know what? I'll take it. Woo! Come on, fish. Small flounder. Let's see what we can find in this river. I've only caught one thing here. A carp. Ooh, 4 clicks. A drum. 6 clicks in total. Whoa! A catfish. Ooh, $36. Bluegill. Large guppy. Oh wait, that guppy's worth a lot. Small goldfish. Let's see what I can catch from the top of the lighthouse. Look at how beautiful those paths are from this distance. A tiny lobster. A turtle? Why the fuck is that turtle 85 bucks? I have found the world's most expensive turtle. Well, there's probably like endangered turtles that are worth more, but why is that thing so expensive? Oh, by the way, this was all in the first hour of playing the game. Not a single one of these fish are difficult to find. Some of them are worth a bit, but none of them are particularly rare. You'll start to catch more rare fish after that hour, but it's 100% possible to find something rare in this hour. And it makes you wonder how many people actually did, and got a huge head start because of it. And almost immediately after that hour, the big fish started pouring in. Anyways, I wasn't done with my compilation, I'm afraid. Bring it home. Tiny frog. I expect great results. Whoa! An axolotl. Jesus! This one could be really good. Cthulhu? Whoa, a fucking gar? Crab.
Brother,
Oh my god! Holy fuck! This one doesn't have stars. Ooh, a fucking alligator. Ooh, sturgeon. Fishing buddy. Small toad. Holy mother of fuck! What in the like? What the fuck is this? A massive bull shark. What? Whoa! A small shrimp. Not even looking. Actually, I am looking. Yeah, it wasn't worth it. Wait, that's really big for a 1-star, isn't it? Oh, an octopus. Wow, this is quite big for a 0-star. Oh. A dogfish. This hurt my back. I don't know what I did. The fuck? I got a new fish, a bluefish. We are not ending on a beautiful, good note. Well, it's a new creature. It's a seahorse. I'll take it. Oh my god. A man-o-war? What the fuck? That's crazy. Finally, something different. Been catching straight dookie. Bring it home. Oh wow, that's not what I expected from the amount of clicks. Holy shit! Wait, this one could be super big. Whoa! Holy fuck! A huge sawfish. Oh my god. Ooh, whoa. A wolffish? 28 is not bad, we need to remember that. 28 bucks. Let's see what my buddies got. You got a snail? Alright, he already got something better than me. What the fuck? 139. Koi is not even bad. Koi is really good. Nothing amazing though. Hi, me again. I promise the compilation is almost done, but I wanted to quickly chime in again. I forgot to mention that this is all in chronological order, so I really did catch a herring for the first time after catching alligators, king salmons, sharks, coelacanths, man-o-wars, and so much more. The chance of catching a herring is over 6% by the way. I just thought that was pretty funny. Oh, a lionfish. And a stingray. And a sunfish. Alright, I think we got the strat. Holy fuck. A great white shark. Clutch? Holy shit, that is so clutch. And it's really big too. It's really big. Whoa! A golden bass. That's got to be worth something. That's not some. Is that a real thing, a golden bass? I don't think so, right? Oh my fucking god! Click! 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 Holy shit! Moon eye. No, I didn't. That's new. We only need one more freshwater fish. You have got to be fucking with me. How is this thing 1,000 bucks? Almost, but pretty much. That's insane. That is insane. So clearly I've not caught every single fish up until this point. Some of them are genuinely just fish that I haven't seen, so I'll just throw them in there at some point, but some of them can't simply be found. For example, there is 4 fish that can only be found in the rain. These fish all have a kind of prehistoric theme, even though horseshoe crabs very much do still exist. The problem with these, outside of it having to rain of course, is that I'm just not really lucky, unfortunately. For every lucky thing that happens to me, there is 10 other stupidly unlucky things to balance it out. And I sometimes went like 4 or 5 rain clouds without a single rain exclusive fish. Have fun trying to find a new one in these conditions. I managed to catch 2 of the 4, but the other 2 we're going to have to wait for. Oh my god, it's a big one too. Whoa, a horseshoe crab. Ooh, this one is big. Could this be a rain exclusive fish? It's weird, I've never caught it. Anomalocaris, only 9 bucks. Another thing you can catch is trash, something that you're almost never excited for until you realize that they're weirdly rare. I don't know what it is about them, but I really don't get them often. With my first piece of trash, I wasn't exactly thrilled. Drink rings? What the fuck? What the fuck are drink rings? But eventually you do start to realize the value in trash. I mean, how poetic of web fishing. You keep fishing up trash and cleaning up the local ecosystems, something that we can probably learn from a lot here in real life. A beautiful message. Alright, enough of that wholesome philosophical bullshit, because I have a question. Where do these soda cans go after I drink them? These things are really useful, by the way, so you drink a lot of them. There's a lot of trash cans around, so surely that's where they go. That's also what I would believe until I fished up a soda can. This makes me realize there's a lot more ethical questions relating to this game. For example, if my hook is big enough to catch a massive alligator gar, wouldn't that just completely impale this clownfish? A tiny clownfish. Well, who the fuck cares? Here's the other pieces of garbage that I caught up until this point. What did that say? A branch? Good god. Weed. God. Plastic bag. God damn it. Damn it all. All the boots. Ready for shit to get really weird? I hope so. There's a small chance for this message to appear in the chat on the bottom left. And if you listen carefully, you can hear a crash somewhere. After some searching, you'll discover an entire meteor, and if you fish near it, you'll catch this other abomination. I'm gonna catch whatever that is. Is that something I can... Oh yeah, I can catch it alright. It's a big fish too. It's a big fucking fish. What in the high hell? The unidentified fish object is like a half fish, half dog, but it gets even crazier. Apparently, it's based on this stupid AI meme. Is this not the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen in a game? I've never seen anything like this before. There's another ridiculous thing I'll talk about later, which is easily one of the coolest things I've seen in a game, so I'm giving web fishing a lot of credit here. We're in the end game now. Now that we've done so much, it's time to look at what fish I haven't caught yet. We're getting really close to completing the Lake Fish Journal, but there's still quite a lot of work to be done on the Saltwater Journal, so I decided to prioritize those. This is everything we still need. An eel, a sea turtle, a squid, a tuna, and a whale. I don't know how it's physically possible to not have a tuna at this point, but alright. Remember this golden bass? This is one of the rarest fish in the game. Well, there's also a golden fish in the saltwater journal. It's a golden version of the manta ray. Unfortunately, I have neither. Not the regular one and definitely not the golden one. None of these fish are easy to find, well, almost none of them. So it would not be far-fetched to expect everything to take a long time from now. Luckily, there's some other things we can still catch in the meantime. There's still 2 pieces of trash, a bone and a diamond. I can also occasionally switch things up when it's raining, where I can catch completely different things. The 2 rainfish I still need are the 2 rarest ones, because life is just like that sometimes. These are the Helicoprion and the Leucithus. This can genuinely take hours in the worst case scenario, and baby, we're approaching that quickly. While I'm in the rain, I can also catch the one and only freshwater fish I still need. The rarest fish are out of the way for a change. The only thing I still need is the musklunge, and I was able to knock 4 fish off the list. I needed that. It was only a matter of time before I got this tuna. Oh my god. Oh, I needed that too. I won't complain. That's a muskie, baby. And that's every single freshwater fish caught. Holy damn. Okay, it's new. With that muskie, we've caught every single sweetwater fish, but not fast enough. I needed a plan. I was quite worried about the pieces of trash left, so I bought a magnet lure that increases the chance of catching them. When it's raining, I need to step away from the ocean to go fish underneath the rain cloud, but since I no longer need any lake fish, this feels like a waste. So buying the salty lure was a no-brainer. It allows you to catch ocean fish from every single body of water. Now I can just switch between this spear with the magnet lure and the rain cloud with the salty lure. A solid plan on paper, but let's see if it actually ended up working out. Considering I didn't have a single new fish in 45 minutes, I guess it didn't. I took a break, and did it work when I came back? Once again, it took a while, but finally the fish started rolling in. Come on! Holy fucking shit! We were approaching an hour of nothing. That's a game changer. Wait a minute. This is like 2 minutes after the manta ray. We're finally making some fucking progress. Oh. Hold up. Finally. Holy shit. Holy balls. What the fuck? I wasn't even paying attention. I thought that was like nothing. Yes. Finally, 20 minutes of nothing. We got the bone. I was very worried about these fucking trash items. We only need the rarest one. The next day, unfortunately, can only be described as soul-crushing. I got something, but I had such an agonizing dry streak only to get blue-balled to a demoralizing degree. And on top of that, I didn't even get the satisfaction of seeing the one thing I did catch. It'll make sense in a second, but it was such a low point that I had to include it. You can see the misery on my face, it's comedy gold. Here's the thing I caught. What happened? Why do I... Do I actually have it? Yeah, I do. I have been fishing for literal hours now, like 2 hours, without getting anything new. And they don't even give me the satisfaction of seeing it while I get it. Well, progress is progress. For that demoralizing clip, I have to set the stage a little bit. I just stopped recording because I was done for the day, but I noticed a rain cloud. I still need the Leucithus, so I started recording again and maybe something was going to happen. The Leucithus is really difficult to catch. The amount of clicks quickly goes in the thousands. There's almost nothing that can even sniff that number, so if you see something in the thousands while it's raining, it's most likely a Leucithus. I was hella worried about this one because I didn't have it and it started to become really difficult to combine this one with other hunts. Because there's still the special fish that I wanted to keep for last, you can only catch that special fish in a location where it doesn't rain. I was not too confident at this point, and then this happened, and it was absolutely brutal. Oh my god, I'm actually gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. Oh my god, I got it. It's a gator. No, 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 no. Oh my god. I really thought I had it. I put everything I had in that. That was pure determination. I had to take the day off. You might think I'm overreacting. It was also partially because I got stung by a wasp in my armpit, which meant I had to hold up my arm in an awkward position, but that's all besides the point. I do not feel like playing web fishing the next day. By the time I'm making this, I still haven't caught it. I'm almost done with everything for this video. I'm just waiting for these fucking fish so I can catch the last one and be done with it. After that break, I started playing again, determined to finally catch every single fish. So I started playing for hours, which turned into days, which turned into a whole week, and I gave up. I kind of had to, because I wanted to make this video before going on vacation, and that was approaching rapidly. It's a little underwhelming, but it had to be done. Before I tell you what happens when you complete the journal, I'll still catch the special fish I wanted to keep for last. So if you go into a house and find a way to get over one of these walls, you're out of bounds. But for some reason this is completely intentional. By walking forward you enter the void, with this message appearing in chat. Once that happens, you can start fishing. Only here can you catch the creature. There we go. That's not every fish in the game, but at least we end with something really awesome. I don't think I overhyped this. Catching a special fish out of bounds is a hilariously awesome concept to me. Alright, but let's assume I caught every fish now. What happens? If I didn't miss anything, you get this message in chat, which isn't that interesting, but you also unlock a new rod. It doesn't look extremely different, but that's a lot better. I think that's pretty cool. And now after that you can start grinding for all these achievements. Yeah, no. Conclusion, web fishing is pretty damn fun. It doesn't really do anything groundbreaking, nor does it stand out in a specific part, but as a whole the game works so well. And apart from some minor things, is there anything that web fishing does that doesn't work? I really can't think of anything. There are some things I would add to improve the game, but I don't think there's anything I would remove. The only time you truly won't enjoy playing web fishing is from bad luck. And this game does have its fair share of bad luck, but it's not hard to accept that this is just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. It's part of the game. And with a luck-dependent game like this, it's bound to happen. What web fishing proves is that a solid idea, a theme, and dedication to sticking to these two things can easily compete with massive studios. Games like this is what the industry needs. With games becoming more expensive every damn year, it's like we've forgotten that this is not necessarily how things need to be. They serve as a reminder that small projects are just as valuable as big ones, and that the AAA industry isn't everything. There's nothing wrong with just taking a day off and going web fishing, on your own or with other people. In other words, I highly recommend trying out web fishing. There's still a lot of stuff in the game that I haven't mentioned. From what I've gathered, it has a passionate community. I'm sure you'll have a good time. And that's the end of the video. So, bye.